Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Azure Databricks series. Today, we are diving into an essential best practice for working with Azure Blob storage, securely mounting it using the Secrets API. Why is this important? When dealing with sensitive credentials, showing them in plain text can expose your systems to security risks. The Secrets API ensures your credentials stay protected while enabling seamless access to your storage. In the step-by-step video, I will guide you through the entire process of securely mounting Azure Blob Storage. By the end, you will be confident in keeping your secrets hidden while maintaining functionality. But before we jump in, don't forget to like this video if you find it helpful and subscribe to the channel for more practical tips and tutorials in Azure Databricks series. Now, let's secure your blob storage like a pro. We will start by creating a storage account for this demo. Yeah, I will name this storage account as JBADB Secret API. Yeah, and then the resource group, I will select the JB Databricks. I will leave the region as West US2. Yeah, primary service, I will keep it as Azure Blob Storage or Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. Yeah, performance would be standard. I don't need GRS. I will select LRS. Click on next. I will enable this, enable hierarchical namespaces, and everything else is going to be default. Yeah, I'm going to click on review plus create, and then click on create here. It is created now. Let's go to the resource, and then let's go to this security plus networking, and let's click on shared access signature. Yep. So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to select container and object under allowed resource types. Yeah, and then I'm going to change this in date, so I will keep it for 1 year. Yeah, and then click on generate SAS and connection string. So we have this connection string and then the SAS token. So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to copy the SAS token and keep it in a safer location, which I will be using at a later stage. Now I will create a sample container. Okay, so let's click on container and then I will name it as demo 01. Yeah, and then click on create. And then what I'll do is like I will put some sample files inside. So maybe like I will put 1.txt. Yeah. So we have this file uploaded. So now what we'll do is like we will use CLI and try configuring the Databricks within the command prompt. Yeah. So in order to understand how we configure CLI, you will have to look at my previous video. I will put that video link in this video's description. You can have a look. I'm not going to show you like how to install Python and then how to use the pip command to install Databricks CLI. But yeah, you can use my previous video and then you can learn that if you want to configure CLI. Let me connect my Databricks workspace to here. So I'm going to use this command, Databricks configure token. Yep. So I need to provide the URL. So what I'll do is like I will go to my Databricks and then take the URL here and paste that. Yep. Now After pressing enter here, I need to provide the token. So what I'll do is like I will go to my Databricks workspace, click on the profile, yeah, and then click on settings here, yep, and then under user you have something called developer. Here you need to click on access token, yeah. So click on this generate token, and you can give a comment here. I will use the comment as secret API storage mount number 2024 and lifetime. I will remove that. So that means it's going to be like unlimited. Yeah. Now you need to place this token also in a safer location, because once you click on done, you will not be able to get that back. You will have to create a new token. Yeah. Okay, let's head back to our command prompt. Let's press enter here, and then it is asking for the token. So let me paste that. Yep, then press enter. So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to check if it is connected or not. I'll use a simple command to list the available clusters. Yeah, and if you can see here, I have one all-purpose compute cluster and two job cluster. Yeah. So this shows that we are connected to the Databricks workspace using the CLI. Let's create the secret. Yeah. So let's use the command Databricks secrets create scope, and then let's name it as blob secret. Yeah. So this is the name that I'm going to give. So the command is Databricks secrets create scope, and then you will have to give this scope and then name it as blob secret. Yeah. So this is the command. So it is created. So in order to check if it is created, what we'll do is like let's list it out and see what do we see. Database secrets list scopes, and then we will ensure this blob secret is there. Yeah, so the blob secret is there, so we are good to go. Now that we have created the scope, let's create the first secret. Yeah, which will be Databricks secrets put scope. Scope is our blob secret. Yeah, the one that we created before, and then we will create the key as blob key. Okay, now once I press enter, we will have a notepad coming up. Yeah, so now what we need to do is like we will have to key in our secret inside this. Remember, we placed our SAS token in a safer location. Copy that and then put it here. Yeah, just make sure you add a question mark here. That's very critical. Yeah, so just read the instruction. Do not edit the above line. This one shouldn't be edited. Everything below it will be ignored. Yeah, please input your secret value above the line. Text will be stored in this one. Yeah, so you basically have to put it here, save it, click on file, save, and then just close it. Let's run this command to make sure Databricks, and just to make sure that the secret is created or not. Yeah, Databricks secrets list scope blob secret. Now when you run this, you can see that the blob key is created now inside this blob secret. Yeah, so this blob key basically contains your SAS token that you generated previously. Now let's create a secret for our endpoint. Yeah, so let's use the command Databricks secrets put scope would be our blob secret, yeah, and then the key would be this time blob endpoint, yeah. Now let's press the enter, and then what we'll do is like we will provide the required details here. First one is like you need to provide the container name, which in our case is demo01, yeah. Container name would be demo01, and then the storage name is JBADB secret API. Let's key that one as well. Yep, so this is our endpoint here, yeah. So we have provided our container name at storage account name .blob.core.windows.net. Let's do the same procedure. Let's click on file and click on save, and then close that. Now we have this key blob endpoint created inside blob secret. So what we'll do is like let's list it out. So previously when we listed we saw blob key. Now let's see if we can see both blob key and blob endpoint. So if you see here, both blob key and blob endpoint is there. So now what we'll do is like we will utilize these things on our notebook and then try mounting this particular storage account. Yeah, we'll try mounting this particular storage account. Now let's head to our notebook here. Yeah, and then what I'm going to do is like I'm going to go to the required notebook here. So in my case, my notebook name is Mount Azure Blob with Secrets API. Yeah. So I need to key in my account name, Blob account name. That is your storage account name. So let's copy that, and we know that the container is demo01. Yeah. Let's key that in. Okay, so let me start it. It's gonna take some time because my cluster is down. So let me start it. And then what I'll do is like I will pause this video, and then once the cluster starts up and then this query completes, what I'll do is like I will resume the video back. In the meantime, what I'm giving here is like I'm providing my storage account name, the container name, and then instead of providing the actual endpoint, yeah, and the storage account key, what I'm basically doing is like I'm using the dbutils command and then scanning through the secrets, and basically what I'm storing inside the blob endpoint is the blob endpoint that we created, the secret that we created inside blob secret. And then the second one, I'm creating it as blob key. I'm basically retrieving the blob key secret from the blob secret and then storing into this variable. Yeah. Now what I'll do is like once this command completes, I will basically be using that, and then I will be creating the this particular mount here. Yeah, let's wait for this to complete and then we'll take it from there. It's completed. Let me execute it one more time. Yep, it completed. So what I'm basically doing is like I'm having a variable where I'm storing the storage account name and then the container name. Yeah, and then another variable called blob endpoint, which basically retrieves the secret blob endpoint from the scope that we created previously called blob secret. Yeah, and another variable called blob key, which basically retrieves the secret blob key from the scope blob secret and saves it in. Yeah. Now what I'm doing in the next cell is like I'm configuring a config key here. Yeah, here in this config key, if you see here, I'm using this fs.azure.sas, and then I'm getting this container name and the blob, there is a storage account name, and then I'm creating this config key. And after this, I'm basically mounting this particular storage account. And the source, I'm basically using this blob endpoint here, yeah, which basically retrieve the secret from the secret blob endpoint inside this scope, yeah, blob secret. And then I'm mounting this with the name of blob mount. And then the extra config contains my config key and then the secret where I have placed my SAS token. Yeah, inside this scope blob secret, I have this blob key which basically stores my SAS token. Let's go ahead and execute it. Let's wait for it to complete. It's created now. So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to execute this particular command, which will basically list the contents inside the blob mount. Yeah, I can see two files, one.txt, two.txt. What I'll do is like let me remove this two.txt here. Yeah, and then let's execute it one more time. And if you see here, it is basically listing only one.txt. So this proves like we were able to mount the storage account without any issues. Let's go ahead and unmount it. While this is being unmounted, let's do a recap. We created a storage account, yeah, and then we utilized Azure CLI. Using Azure CLI, what we did is like we basically created a scope called blob secret, and then within that scope we created two secrets. That is one is your endpoint and another one is your placeholder for your SAS token. Yeah, and then we utilized those two secrets as part of the scope blob secret, and then we executed these commands to mount that particular drive. So this way we ensured like the critical components like the SAS tokens are not displayed in plain text, and we were able to securely mount the storage account. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Jai Hind.